Okay, law of cosines, and I guess the first thing I would do is to tell you that make sure you have these things memorized, because without these it's real confusing, and with these things it's really pretty simple. We talked about law of sines before, so law of cosines today, and we're asked to solve the triangle ABC. So this is how we're going to kind of start this out, I think. First off, we can see we have a side angle side here, don't we? So this example is side angle side. So we have side angle side here. And I'm going to just kind of start off by doing this. Yeah, I'm probably not going to hum the whole time. But I'm going to look for I'm looking for this right here. So I'm going to say that b squared, so this, I'm up here, now I just chose the form I'm going to use, b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared. And this is what gets easy, times 2 ac, cosine, opposite of b is beta, cosine beta. All right, here this turns into really just fill in the blanks, because b squared is going to equal 25, right, let me show you what I'm doing here. 5 squared, so 5 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 5 times 8 times cosine beta. Well, beta is 77 degrees, so cosine of 77 degrees, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take, right, let's just work through this a little bit more. I don't want to be so lazy. 25 plus 64 minus, this is 1080, sorry, cosine of 77 degrees, right, is equal to b squared. And just kind of keep working through this a little bit. Right here, I can't be more plain with you than this. I'm going to use my calculator to do this math, and then when I do all this math, I'm going to get b squared is equal to, it's like 71 is 71 degrees. That's not true. It's just 71. Then I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So I'm going to get b is equal to the square root of 71, which is about equal to 8.4. And if you're wondering how I'm doing this, I admit I'm not doing this in my head. This is calculator stuff, so I am going to use my calculator. So I get this side is about equal to 8.4. So 8.4. And now to see what else we're missing here. So we have our three sides here. We could use an angle. So let's find an angular value. So this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to move to law of sines here a little bit, if you don't mind. So law of sines, just to finish this triangle, law of sines, which says this. It says that sine alpha over a is the same as sine beta over b, because this is our alpha here, isn't it? If this is a, so this is alpha here. So we can get that, and how am I going to do this? You know what? Yeah, I can just cross multiply here. I'm going to cross multiply here and get. Right, do you want me? I'm asking you like you're going to talk to me. Do you want me to do all this algebra? I'm going to do all this algebra. So I'm going to cross multiply here. I'm going to get a sine beta is equal to b sine alpha. I'm going to divide both sides by b. I'm going to get sine alpha is equal to a sine beta. I'm going to fill in this with numbers, but I just want to show you what I'm doing. Over b. Isn't that true? We know that a is 5, right? We know a is 5 because here's alpha, so straight out in front of us is that 5. So there's where I got my 5 from. So I'm going to fill in the blanks here is 5. Sine of beta is what? Beta is 77 degrees, so sine of 77 degrees over b, and b is square root of 71, and that's equal to sine of alpha. So this, again, now we're at the calculator section, and all I'm going to do is say this. I'm going to say that alpha, that angle that we're looking for, right, because that's what they're asking us for, is inverse sine of all of this stuff, and this stuff comes out to be about 0.5782. Again, I admit I'm using a calculator here. So of, right, 0.5782. And that gives us about 35 degrees. This is a pain in the neck. I admit it, it's a pain in the neck. I'm going to go all the way back up here and say this is 35 degrees. So to find, the only we're missing now is the angle C, right? I don't know why I put it as C. It should have called it gamma, but there it is. So we have, now we can use triangle sum theorem, and we know that this angle plus this angle plus this missing angle has to be 180. So we get 180 minus 77 plus 35 is equal to gamma, isn't it? Angle gamma. And that turns out to be, when I do it, turns out to be 68 degrees. 68 degrees. I'm going to do more examples of this. I know this is a pain, you guys. I truly do. It's running all over the place. But when you get used to it, this is really, really great. You're going to see this again. You're going to see this a ton in Trig. You're also going to see this on the SAT. And if you take the SAT specialty test, you're going to see having a great opportunity to work with this. So I hope this is helpful to you guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And your questions and comments are welcome.